What's going on, everybody? Caleb here with the NR2003 Hub, and welcome back to another tutorial video, where in this video we're going to go into a little bit of an introduction slash dive into, I think, one of the most useful tools you can have for NR2003, especially if you're planning on doing something like an offline series or a mock season. This tool definitely really helps assist with that. Score4, definitely one of the more useful tools for NR2003, helping keep track of race results and points and statistics. It's a very, very helpful tool, and like I said, honestly kind of a must if you're wanting to try and do an offline league or mock season or something like that. But taking a bit of a first dive here into, I guess, the main page you will get when you first open the program. Of course, you have the main interface. You've got a couple of tabs up here at the top, but your tabs right below that will be the main tabs that you will probably be accessing when using the program. Starting on the far left, you have the Tables tab, which this is basically tables of everything that you have imported into the program. You've got Divisions, which is the different series that you have started and are keeping track of in the program. You've got Drivers, which is all the drivers that are in said series, along with races, bonuses, teams, rookies, and tracks. So yeah, taking a look, just opening up tracks, it'll pull up all the tracks that you have opened in the program, and you have pretty much just about everything listed here. You got Atlanta Auto Club, all of that jazz, Bristol, California, Chicagoland. You've got all the base tracks should be included in the base install, along with I think some other ones as well, but you can also add your own tracks as well to keep everything, kind of streamlined and consistent with the results and standings. But looking further on down, we then have the Process tab, which this is where you will go to actually import your race results, the race files that you get from exporting an NR2003 event. And this is where basically Division will be where you select the division you want to import the results to, and then that will bring up the race number. Then you have the track and the file that you will be uploading, as well as some options for money only and laps in speed. But then looking past that, we have two of the big tabs. We have results in standings, of course. After you process the result of a race, it will then go on to the results tab, which you will open, and it will pull up and go up here to the top left and select your division. That will pop up over here, all of the races that have been run and what track they were at, as well as the race name too, I believe. And then down here, it will pop up all of the race results. And you'll see the position, the number, driver, manufacturer, interval, laps led, and points, kind of like how you see in the actual NR2003 export file, except points will be modified depending on the points format that you choose for the season. But besides results, you've also got qualifying. You have the race teams, rookies, manufacturers, and all that stuff. You got earnings and any points adjustments that you need to make in case you want to penalize somebody for points, or if there's another bonus you want to give out, stuff like that. But then after results, you have the standings tab, which doesn't display anything at the moment, but once you do get the results exported and you get the proper files generated, which is right here under the division, it will then pop up in the standings, and you'll be able to see the finalized points standings for the division as it stands. So you got point standings here on the left, and you also have a statistics tab, which you can see things like laps led, races run, DNFs, top 10s, top 5s, wins, stuff like that. But with all that being said, we'll kind of just take a little look into what the process of actually importing a race into Score4 looks like. So starting over here at the left with tables, we're going to go to Divisions, and we are going to click on Add a New Record. So that will pop up the division data. So first of all, you have the ID. It'll just give the division a specific ID to help, I guess, the program keep track of it. So for this one, we're just going to call it S4YT. That's for Score4 YouTube. And then you're going to give the division a name. And so for this one, I'm just going to call it Score4 Tutorial. And you also have basically a couple of other options. You've got car numbers, manufacturer points, if you want them to keep track of that, earnings, team points, rookie points, what's that, and then down here you will have the option for a point system, which you can select from a bunch of pre-built ones like NASCAR Classic, 04, IROC, Trans Am, and stuff like that, or you could select other and actually create your own points file or own point system, which is quite cool as well. But just for this example, I'm going to select NASCAR Classic. But if you want to use your own points file, all you have to do is import a text file into the Score4 directory and just type the name of whatever the points file is right here in this box. Said it's labeled points file. But like I said, for this one, I'm just going to use NASCAR Classic. You're just going to want to click OK. And then now that should be in Score4 as its very own division. So now that we have the division and everything all set up within Score4, now we need actual race data to import. And for that, we need to have a race. So we have the 2003 Winston Cup Series here at Daytona. We'll do just a little short 5-lap race, and we'll see where that gets us. Fast forwarding here, they come off of turn number 4, and it's going to be Michael Waltrip in the number 15 who is going to win the Daytona 500 here in a short 5-lap dash. That is our race done, so exit back here to the race weekend screen. You should see session complete. And we just go over to the official standings, and on the bottom of the screen, to click on export, and then file, call it Score4 test. Okay, and that will save it as an NR2003 race export file. So then if we hop back over to Score4, and we head up here to Process, go to Division, and we have Score4 Tutorial. See, it'll pop up race number 1, Track, will be Daytona, and then we go File, Score4 Test, and then we click Process. Want to review race information? Yes, this will pop up another screen where you can give the race a name. We'll just call it the, let's call it the Daytona. Let's call it the Daytona 5. Daytona 5 at the Daytona International Speedway. This will also pop up the date the race was run, the qualifying and race weather, amount of flags, lead changes, leaders, and all that kind of stuff. And you can also edit the purse for the race and stuff as well. But whenever you finish here, just click OK. And then after that, the race will go over to the results page where you want to open back up the division. And as you can see here, we have the race popped up here, and we can see the results of the race over here. We have the qualifying, the race info. Over here we have awards such as the pole, front runner. We have a headache award for the driver who dropped the most amount of positions, and the Meet the Challenge award for the driver who gained the most positions. Or maybe if you want to do like a Driver of the Day award or something like that, you got Matt Kenseth. You also have the Jerry Nadeau winning Die Hard Racer award. But yeah, like I said, once you get to this page, you have all of that information available for the race. And then if you click Generate Files up here on the top left, HTML files have been generated, click OK, and then over to standings, and that will generate us the standings after the first race of the season. And here, like I said, you can see all these drivers, how many points they have, their average start, finish, poles, starts, wins, top 5s, and top 10s. Like I said, that'll be everyone's positions in points, and you also have a little bit of a guide back here, the legend for the top, and then you also have the statistics through the first race. You've got over here, you've got miles, laps completed, laps led, and then down here you'll see a points breakdown, and then individual statistics such as starts, wins, top 5s, top 10s, poles, laps led, and miles run, and then statistics of the races themselves, like the fastest and slowest averages, the biggest and smallest margins, fastest and slowest pole, and stuff like that. But that should pretty much just about be all of the odds and ends of it. Of course, adding more races as the season goes along is pretty much just the same process. And like I said, the points and results and everything and statistics will just keep on updating as more and more races get uploaded and processed. But that's pretty much, like I said, just about all the ins and outs of using Score4. So, thank you all so much for watching. Of course, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see come to the channel next. But until next time, you all take care, and y'all have a good one.